Sawadee-ka. Thank you for joining us on Newsline. We're broadcasting live on NBT, Radio Thailand FM 88, and on NBT World. It's Tuesday, June 9th of 2015, and you're with me, Sandra Han Utsaha. Welcome to today's segment of Thailand Moves Forward. In our first story for today, Prime Minister Prayut Chan-o-cha on Monday led representatives of all sectors in a ceremony to denounce corruption and do away with the chronic graft problem in Thai society. At the event held at the Government House, General Prayut asked the private sector and members of the public to join hands in preventing and suppressing corruption. According to General Prayut, the problem has to be addressed starting with the individual by means of instilling ethics and virtues in the person's mind. He also expressed his belief that as much as 90% of the graft problems had been addressed so far. General Prayut also noted that although he welcomed the improvement in this indicator of Thailand's image for the year 2014, he was looking forward to more improvement. Similar events held to denounce corruption took place nationwide on Monday at various state offices. At the Royal Thai Armed Forces Headquarters, Supreme Commander Warapong Sanganet led military personnel in denouncing graft in an effort to raise anti-graft awareness among military personnel and promote a conscience for the fostering of transparency and a positive image of the Thai Armed Forces. The Cabinet may submit an amendment proposal calling for a public referendum on whether to extend Prime Minister General Prayut Chan-o-cha's rule. The Reform Committee under the National Reform Council, or NRC, said that Deputy Prime Minister Wissanuk Rangam is in charge of submitting amendments to the 2014 interim constitution. While it has been widely publicized that an amendment will seek a public referendum, Professor Sombat said it remains uncertain what the referendum will vote on. He said that a vote would likely be held to approve Thailand's new constitution, but there has also been talks of a referendum to extend the current administration's term. An amendment may be called for a public referendum on whether to allow General Prayut to extend his premiership for another 2 years, thereby postponing general elections. Interior Minister General Anupong Paujinda has said that civil servants have always been told to abide by the law. General Anupong said if any civil servants are found to be guilty of legal violations, then they would be prosecuted indiscriminately. Regarding the alleged purchase of pesticide by government officials, he said that the Office of the Auditor General has already completed its investigation. He added that the Ministry of Interior will launch a disciplinary probe into the case once suspects have been identified. A committee will be set up specifically to look into the matter. General Anupong added that he has not yet been briefed on the investigation's progress. The National Anti-Corruption Commission will investigate whether 2 of the suspects are members of the National Reform Council. Minister of Natural Resources and Environment General Dapong Ratanasuwan has disclosed the progress of the campaign to reclaim forest land from encroachers, saying a vast area of rubber farms in Phetchabun province has been taken back. General Dapong indicated that from the total of 22 million rai of rubber plantations across Thailand, about 5.5 million rai was illegally set up in forest reserves and is currently being reclaimed by the ministry. He said the ministry's land reclamation project has been ongoing and recently began in Nam Nao district of Phetchabun province, where up to 13,000 rai has been retrieved from rubber planters. The minister noted that if successful, the project will help restore the amount of forests in the country and also bring down the supply of rubber, leading to an increase in rubber prices. In addition, General Dapong explained that the confiscation of land is intended as the government's punishment, specifically for forest encroachers who are capitalists. As for rubber growers who are low-income earners and affected by the measure, he assured the government will provide them with assistance or compensation. There has been some progress in the drafting of Community Land Title Deeds Act, which was reviewed again by the National Reform Council, or NRC. During its meeting on Monday, the NRC approved the report on the rights of the community in the management of land and natural resources through community land title deeds. The approval was supported by 130 votes and opposed by 60 votes, with 26 abstentions. The NRC voted 121 to 69, with 26 abstentions, to approve in principle the act, which was presented by the committee in charge of the reform of society, community, children, youth, women, the elderly, the handicapped, and the underprivileged. Prior to the voting session, NRC members were invited to share their opinions on the report and the draft law. Most of the members expressed their agreement, saying the new law should be able to help solve the problem of land rights between ordinary people and the government, while minimizing social inequality and promoting the sustainable management of natural resources. The National Council for Peace and Order, or NCPO, has told its subordinate agencies to continue to maintain orderliness by supporting enforcement of normal laws and paying attention to the plights of members of the public. Colonel Sirichan Ngathong, deputy spokesperson of the NCPO, revealed that the agency's weekly meeting went over a report of peace and order maintaining efforts over the past week. The report indicated that peace and order maintaining forces, meaning teams of military personnel assigned the task of maintaining order, continued to support law enforcement work by police officers and other authorities. The peace and order maintaining forces also visited residents in various localities in order to reinforce security at the village level. As for efforts to foster reconciliation, the NCPO continued to hold activities to seek input from all sectors, especially input on country reform. Reiteration has been made to all NCPO units to work in accordance with the policy of the NCPO chief, namely the maintaining of internal security, the enforcement of law, the driving of various works, the implementation of country reform, and the modification and update of certain laws. The Election Commissioner, EC, has announced its achievements over the past year while confirming its intention to continue strengthening the democratic system and the political sector of Thailand. EC Chairman Supachai Somcharan was accompanied by other EC members during his delivery of the agency's one-year performance report on the occasion of its 17th founding anniversary on June 9th this year. The chairman stated that for the past year, the EC has been pushing on with its duty of developing the Thai democracy, as well as raising the strength of political parties in an attempt to foster a fair and transparent electoral system. Mr. Supachai added that the EC has been gearing up for the upcoming general election, as well as the public referendum on the new permanent constitution. 8 amendment proposals on the draft charter have also been submitted by the EC to the Constitution Drafting Committee. Meanwhile, Election Commissioner Prawit Ratanapian, who accompanied Mr. Supachai on this occasion, stated that the EC's vision for the year 2020 is to be able to arrange high-quality elections for high-quality citizens. Commerce Minister Chacha Salikalanya has expressed his confidence that the government's 1 million-ton rice auction will attract a lot of bidders since in-season rice has been sold out in the market. Rice in the government's warehouses will be sold at low prices to the public in order to help distribute the rice. A committee may be set up to check the rice stock and demands of the market before the produce is distributed in bags. The minister added that there were 16 million tons of rice in the government's warehouses, including 2 million tons of good quality rice and substandard rice. The ministry would consider which rice is to be sold to the public. The Rice Department is looking to cooperate with the Department of Local Administration in restructuring the structure of rice production with the aim of reducing costs and increasing yield. According to Chanpitiya Chimpali, Director General of the Rice Department, his agency has signed a collaboration agreement with the Department of Local Administration on joint development of paddy farmers, rice production, and rice management. The two departments will work together to empower paddy farmers and rice-growing communities and improve rice management practices of farmers. The agencies will also collaboratively set up a database to be used by paddy farmers, local communities, and other entities. Furthermore, the two departments will work to publicize news related to rice and monitor developments that are of relevance to rice. Ms. Chanpitiya indicated that through the collaborations, Mr. Chanpitiya indicated that his department was planning to improve access to farmers. He explained that it was difficult for his department to reach farmers if it worked alone, as local branches of the department did not exist in some localities, whereas the Department of Local Administration had officials stationed in all localities, and the said officials also had very close relations with farmers. And that is the end of today's edition of Thailand Moves Forward. It's time for a break now, but first here's a look at the exchange rates and also the commodity prices.
To maintain a strong nation, Thailand is promoting 12 core values for the good of the people. Third core value: being grateful to parents and teachers.
Physical connectivity, institutional connectivity, and people-to-people connectivity. The power to turn this region into a strong community. Witness the interconnectivity between the 10 Southeast Asian countries in ASEAN Connect via these channels.
How could you do that to me? Stop it! Huh? Don't you get it? I don't need you. anymore.
Just thought.
Enough. We're through. There's someone else in my life.
Say no to the past. Bring your own bag. Say no to plastic.
Swadee krab, this is Thailand at large.
The show which is about to take you to the new experiences with the exciting stories.
With charming fascination.
Good.
With a touch of Thainess.
Let's join us on NBT World.
Explore with us and you'll know and love Thailand even more than before.
Welcome back to Newsline. The UNDP organized a seminar in an effort to build leadership amongst Southern Muslim women. The United Nations Development Program in Thailand, or UNDP, together with the Department of Women's Affairs and Family Development of the Ministry of Social Development and Human Security, held a seminar about the recently concluded Leadership Academy program for Muslim women in southern provinces of Thailand. The leadership program was aimed at enhancing leadership capacity of Muslim women in the 14 southern provinces of Thailand and strengthening mechanisms to support their greater participation in development and decision-making bodies at the local and national levels. Walai That Warakul, consultant of the Leadership Academy program for Muslim women in southern provinces of Thailand, explained that the program encouraged Muslim women who participated in the project to become more confident and take a leading role in community development activities.
Born from the needs of the Muslim women themselves, they want to be empowered and they want to enhance their capacity so that they can participate in community development and also in politics more effectively. So based on this, we conduct analysis of their needs and also conduct a survey on the situation, general situation of Muslim women in Thailand. And through this process, this consultative process, we develop and formulate a project that responds to both demand and supply side. The demand side meaning we would like to create social norms and social demand for female leadership, especially among Muslim communities. On the supply side, of course, we would like to enhance the capacity of these Muslim women so that they can be better leaders in different capacities, and also would like to strengthen their organization so that the organizations can be like a platform for them to exchange the knowledge, experience, and also to network with other Muslim associations on a wider scale.
The program has also been able to change the attitudes of some religious leaders of Muslim communities in 14 southern provinces to be more in support of women's role in development and politics. And elsewhere in the world, French President François Hollande said on Monday it was likely that European Union sanctions imposed on Russia over the conflict in Ukraine would be extended until the end of the year. Hollande was speaking at a news conference after leaders of the G7 nations met in Germany and referred to an EU summit meeting later this month where sanctions against Russia would be broached. Germany's leader Angela Merkel told a separate news conference G7 countries were ready to strengthen sanctions. Merkel said the leaders want Russia and Ukraine to comply with a February 12th ceasefire agreed in the Belarus capital Minsk that largely halted fighting in eastern Ukraine between pro-Russian separatists and Ukrainian government forces. Hollande added that Greece and its international lenders must speed up talks to reach a deal before an end June deadline to avoid doubts and speculation about Greece's future in the Eurozone. The required technical discussions must make enough progress by the time EU leaders go to Brussels next Wednesday for an EU Latin America summit to allow for a clarification, he said, adding he had no doubt there would be talks on Greece in the margins of that summit. And the Russian town of Kamartal set up celebrations for its residents, which included an attempt to create the world's biggest helicopter model made of horse meat. The town that lies between the Volga River and the Ural Mountains, 1,500 kilometers or 950 miles east of Moscow, celebrated its anniversary on Saturday. A model created of horse meat sausages as well as other delicacies was delivered to the town's main square on top of a truck. It had rotating blades which were proudly demonstrated to the fascinated crowd by a group of local chefs. People were seen taking selfies with the model. Life in Kamartal revolves around its main industrial hub, a helicopter-making plant. At the same time, various horse meat delicacies are typical for traditional cuisine of that part of Russia. And that's it for today's edition of Newsline. If you have any comments or suggestions, then do feel free to email them to us at newsline.nbt@gmail.com. You can also follow us on Facebook by simply typing in NNT, and do check out our website at thainews.prd.go.th/newsing. We're saying goodbye today with images of enthusiasts competing in the World Custard Pie Throwing Championship, with the Japanese team winning the title in a tight competition. Have a great day and stay safe on the roads. I'm Sandra Hanud Saha for Newsline. Sawadee ka.